never be divorced. If I want to live with you in great harmony, which is love,
yes,
which when we will discuss that later on, there must be this absolute sense of freedom from you, not dependency and so on, so on, so on. This absolute sense of freedom and operating at the same time in the field of knowledge.
Exactly. So somehow this knowledge, if I may use a theological word here without prejudicing what we're talking about, if in correct relationship with this freedom, is somehow continuously redeemed. It is somehow operating no longer destructively, but in coordination with the freedom in which I may live, because we haven't got to that freedom yet. We've just posited the freedom.
That's why we have somewhat analyzed or discussed or opened the question of knowledge.
Yes.
And we haven't gone into the question of freedom, what it means.
No, but we have established something, I think, that this conversation so far has revealed, which is terribly important, at least I'd say for my students, in terms of helping them not to misunderstand what you're saying. I have the feeling that that many persons, because they're not sufficiently attentive to what you say, simply dismiss many statements you say out of hand as
impossible,
as either impossible or if they like the aesthetics of it, it still doesn't apply to them. It's a lovely thing out there. And wouldn't it be great if somehow we could do this?
Yes, quite.
But you see, you haven't said that. You haven't said what they think you've said. You've said something about knowledge with respect to pathology, and you've said something about knowledge in which knowledge itself is no longer destructive.
No.
So we're not saying that knowledge as such is the bad guy and something else is the good guy. No. I think it's terribly important that that's seen.
Yes, sir.
And
that's what
I wouldn't mind it being repeated over and over again,
quite.
Because I do heartily feel that
you see, sir,
it's easy to misunderstand.
That's very important, because religion, at least the meaning of that word, is to gather together to be attentive. That is the true meaning of that word, religion. I've looked up at
Oh, yes, I agree.
Gathering together all energy to be attentive. Yes. To be attentive. Otherwise, it's not religion. Religion is just all the thing. So, and we'll discuss that when we come to it. So, freedom means this sense of complete austerity and sense of total negation of the observer.
Exactly.
Out of that comes austerity, everything else. We'll go into that later on.
But austerity in itself doesn't produce it.
And now,
so we turn that upside down. Right. Yes,
austere means, really, the word itself means ash.
Yes.
Dry, brittle. But the austerity of which we're talking about is something entirely different. It is, it is the freedom that brings about this austerity inwardly.
There's a beautiful biblical phrase that points to this. Just 3 words: beauty for ashes. When a transformation takes place. And in English we have the phrase ashes in the mouth. When the whole thing has come to the utter
ashes in the mouth.
But there's the change from ashes to beauty.
No. So, freedom in action in the field of knowledge and in the field of human relationship. because that is the highest importance, human relationship.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, yes, particularly if I am the world and the world is me.
And obviously.
Yes.
So, what place has knowledge in human relationship? Knowledge in the sense, past experience, tradition, image.
Yes.
What has the observer, who is the observer, all that is the observer, what place has the observer in human relationship?
Mm-hmm. What place has knowledge, on the one hand? What place has the observer?
And observer is the knowledge.
Is the knowledge.
Yeah.
But there's the possibility of seeing knowledge, not simply negatively, but in coordination, in true creative relationship.
I put it,
Right.
I said that.
Exactly.
That is, I am related to you. Let's, to make it very simple. I'm related to you. You're my brother or whatever it is, husband, wife, whatever it is. And what place has knowledge as the observer, which is the past, and knowledge is the past, what place has that in our relationship?
If our relationship is creative, in
And
the
it
sense...
is not. Now, not if. We must take it actually as it is. I am related to you, I am married to you, I am your wife or husband, whatever it is. Now, what is the actuality in that relationship? The actuality, not theoretical actuality, but the actuality is that I am separate from you.
The actuality must be that we are not divided.
But we are. I may call you my husband, my wife, but I am concerned with my success, I'm concerned with my money, I'm concerned with my ambitions, my envy, I'm full of me.
Yes, I see that, but I want to make sure now that we haven't reached a confusion here.
Yes, we have.
When I say that the actuality is that we are not separate, I don't mean to say that at the phenomenal level that a dysfunction is occurring. I'm fully aware of that. But if we're going to say that the world is me and I am the world...
We say it theoretically, we don't feel it.
Yeah, precisely. But if that is the case, that the world is me and I am the world,
So
and this is actual. This is actual.
This is actual only when I have no division in myself.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I have a division.
If I have a division,
And therefore it's
then
just,
there's no relationship between one and the other.
therefore I accept, one accepts the idea that the world is me and the world, me is the world. That's just an idea. Look, sir.
Yes, I understand. But if and when it happens...
No, wait, just see what takes place in my mind. What takes in mind. I make a statement of that kind. The world is you and you are the world. Mm-hmm. The mind then translates it into an idea, into a concept, and tries to live according to that concept.
Exactly.
It has abstracted from reality.
This is knowledge in the destructive sense.
That is what's going on. I won't call it destructive or positive. This is what's going on.
Well, let's say the issue from it is hell.
Yes, yes. So, in my relationship with you, what place has knowledge, the past, the image, which is the observer, all that is the observer, what place has the observer in our relationship? Actually, the observer is the factor of division.
Right.
And therefore, the conflict between you and me. This is what's going on in the world.